Man, I can't believe I found this during my oil change. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Daniel, and today we are going to do an E46 oil change. Just a disclaimer, before you get started, please be sure you have the right tools before performing this type of service on your car. I do not want you to endanger yourself in any shape or form. Of course, in my video, I had my uncle with me as my supervisor. He is well versed in the car mechanic world and has more experience than I do. Also, his friend randomly showed up and he was just there to hang out and just give his thoughts on his E46 experience. With that out of the way, let's kick things off with today's tutorial. Starting off, what you need is 7 liters of your preferred oil of your choice. I went with Liquid Moly 5W40. The Liquid Moly synthetic high-tech 5W40 motor oil is a fully synthetic and energy conserving motor oil for the latest engine concepts, both gas and diesel. This formula saves fuel and provides instant lubrication after a cold start. Of course, there are many different types of oils out there, and of course, you should definitely do your own research and use whatever you please. Next up, I decided to try the Liquid Moly engine flush. Now, I've heard nothing but great things about this in the community, and this is an easy way to clean and flush the oil system of gasoline and of course diesel engines if you have a diesel engine. I would recommend that you use this product once every other oil change depending on how you drive. It's a fairly affordable solution and it claims to be gentle and will rapidly clean your engine. Alongside the engine flush solution, I also purchased the Liquid Moly Visco Plus. This product helps reduce oil consumption and improves compression through optimally flexible sealing. It also stabilizes the motor oil and provides ideal oil pressure. I would recommend this additive every time you do an oil change. The E46 M54 motor is known to consume a lot of oil, and this would help your preferred engine oil just last a little bit longer. Now, kicking off the oil change, you want to add the Liquid Moly engine flush and let it idle for around 10 minutes. This will allow the additive to run through the engine system and properly cleanse it. After the 10-minute mark, you will need to use a 36mm socket or a wrench to loosen the oil filter housing so that you can let off any additional oil pressure. Be careful when you loosen this oil filter housing. Some oil can spill over and can lead to burns since the oil is still relatively hot. And of course, on top of that, you would definitely want your engine cap to be off as well, just to alleviate any oil pressure if there is any. Next up, jack up the driver's side of your E46 and make sure that you use a jack stand to help you properly secure the car in place. The last thing you want to do is just rely on your pump truck to be the only thing holding up your car. Now, I know there will be comments in the comment section saying how you should jack up the whole car with stands so that oil can flow down properly. Ideally, yes, this would be the most efficient way, but having the driver's side jacked up is okay as well. Once you have the driver's side jacked up, next locate the 17mm bolt and untighten it. During this phase, please make sure that you be extra careful. The hot oil can spill out at a very fast pace once you take out the bolt, and of course it will burn your hand if you are not careful. Once the bolt is out, let the oil spill onto your oil pan and you can plug the bolt back in. After a few minutes, even if it's still dripping, it won't make a difference. Now, of course, once I got the bolt out, I knew something was wrong. Now, a lot of these oil change services, they go through a lot of different shops and different people tend to, help you do oil changes. I definitely didn't see this one coming, but when I was inspecting the bolt and the crush washer was actually seized together. Now, when I found out, I was super frustrated. I definitely didn't expect this to happen to me. And of course, after going through all these oil changes with all these different shops, no one had the audacity to bring this up to me. And this definitely didn't leave a good impression on my books on some of these shops that I've been taking my car to. And I'm not gonna throw names out there, but definitely be mindful of where you take your oil change and be mindful of who is doing the oil changes for you. Well, with that being said, the crush washer was seized to the bolt. My uncle was trying to get the crush washer out by using a hammer and I think like a razor blade to really try to just like pry it out. It was really stubborn and he did his best. He definitely got most of it out, and what we ended up doing is we ended up destroying that crusher. We destroyed it, we filed it, make sure that there was no additional remnants of the old crusher, and we installed a new one and we bolted back on. While my uncle is trying to get the crush washer out, I changed the oil filter. Make sure you pry out the old O-ring and lubricate the new O-ring with some oil before putting it back on. Now, the two small O-rings here should be replaced as well. I know BMW dealerships, they don't replace it, but this time around, I forgot to order the two O-rings, but they look fine since I don't drive the car that much. This car is only a summer car and I store it throughout the winter time. While you do have your old oil filter out, it's a good idea to go through the filter to see if there are any shavings around them or any debris of any kinds in between them. Once you have the 17mm bolt back on, you need to lower your car and reinstall the oil filter with your 36mm socket or a wrench. Start by tightening it up first with your hand and then finish off with the wrench. As you can see here, the two uncles are trying to tell me that I need to make sure that the O-ring is situated in the right grooves, just in case that I did happen to install the O-ring incorrectly. Of course, if you did install the O-rings incorrectly, it will lead to additional oil leaks, and that is something that you do not want. Next, after you have the oil filter tightened, you would want to have a oil funnel with you so that you could start pouring in your preferred engine oil. Start by adding the 6 liters, followed by another ½ liter, and then start the car. Let the oil filter kind of fill up the oil filter housing. It should take at least ½ liter. During this time, you should definitely check your oil level with your dipstick and see if you need to add more. Last but not least, I added the liquid Moly visco oil additive to reduce engine oil consumption. Just pour the whole additive in and let it rip. There you have it, guys. This is my oil change DIY and experience. Let me know in the comment section down below if you do your own oil change and what hurdles did you face before. After this experience, I think going forward, I'm just going to continue doing my own oil changes. I was very turned off by the discovery of the seize bolt and seize bolt with the crush washer. For something as simple as this, I find it very rewarding and fun to just spend a Sunday to tackle. Let me know in the comment section down below what type of content you would like to see next. But until then, see you next time.